commentary heard on Scott and Val Save the Universe are not necessarily the opinions of this station, its sponsors, the network, or our broadcast partners.
Step back, everything will be okay. Two new heroes to face the day. Now throw all your fears away. And they're both in tights array. Scott and Val, here to save the universe. It's not a bad joke, or even a curse.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbours, not since Donny and Marie Osmond has America seen a brother and sister weekly entertainment extravaganza like you are about to see and hear. Decades of sibling rivalry in the making, a mother disappointed by both of them, plus some really bad DNA have come together to bring you Scott and Val Save the Universe. Val is looking absolutely radiant, which is impressive, considering she's standing next to her brother, Scott, a man who looks like he lost a fight with a mirror, and the mirror apologised.
Scott and Val save the universe.
It's you.
It's me. Oh, man. I'm having difficulties this morning, but let's get on with the show.
All right.
Good morning. Welcome to the Scott and Val Save the Universe show, the show you should watch. I'm Val.
And I'm Scott, and on the show today, we've got our friends along with us. In fact, the whole crew's back today. We had a couple on vacation last week, but they were kind enough to send in some stuff. But live joining us today, we'll have Ken Owens of Panic Time, Whacked Out Weather with the one and only Alan Milani. We're going to cover the Oscars, but you never know what you're going to get because it's Joe Wilzinski.
It could be the Oscars on Mars.
Also, we got a weekend sports update with Nigel, our sportscasting AI, odd news, and a newest skit that we started. Future news, just a minute away. Val, I wrote another one.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
because I kind of made it sound when I posted it to YouTube like this was going to be an ongoing skit. So I'm glad you got that all going.
So the problem with doing future news is you have to make it all up. So you've literally got to write each story broadcast style from scratch, and I did it last week. I didn't think I could do it again, but then something came to my mind about Kim Kardashian's butt, and boom, future news story. So stick around for that.
Can we do an episode of Future News where it's like how everything is going to look when we have a different president?
Yes, we could. That'd be so fun.
That would be really
Let's all
fun.
have a moment of silence to dream about a new president. Didn't it feel good? One that doesn't lie.
We realize we're in a nightmare.
If you haven't noticed he lies, you haven't fact-checked. All right. What's new with Val?
Oh, I tried to go St. Patty's Day today. I realized that, that it was the 17th of March. And so I scrambled this morning to find everything that I needed to do, like my outfit. And then Scott's like, I was like, why am I disappearing? And he's like, because you're green.
Yeah, you can't wear green when you have fake backgrounds and stuff. So
Exactly. So if part of me disappears, it's because I wanted to be like completely St. Patty's today. I mean, I've got all my fun stuff, and you won't be able to see it either because it's
I can see half of it.
But yeah, so
it'll be like
anyway,
a typical St. Patty's. By afternoon, Val's disappeared.
Exactly.
He's under the table.
You will no longer see me. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't celebrate St. Patty's Day in any way over the weekend, so I figured I had to throw something on today.
All right. Well, I've got a big new thing, don't I?
You do.
Yes.
Do. Well, a little new big thing.
A little new big thing. Marcella, I am a first-time grandpa, so I made myself a sound effect for grandpas.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, what's eating Grandpa?
Yo, you better step off, Grandpa.
Hey, whose grandpappy is he anyway?
Yeah, Marcellus. All right. So a big welcome to the universe to Marcella.
Yay. So have they talked yet about, what your name's going to be? If you're going to be a grandpa or papa or
I
anything
don't know.
like
I think
that?
you,
Or
I think
has it
you
even come
live it
up?
up to the mispronunciation of the child, don't you?
She starts calling you Scooter.
Oh, you said that out loud.
Shut up, Wesley.
All right. Scott and Val, episode 10. Our first 9 shows have been downloaded, and this isn't off the regular net. They have been downloaded over 500 times off the Public Radio Clearinghouse.
Oh my gosh.
That is over 100 downloads per show. So you could be driving around the country and just skip the dial, and then all of a sudden, there we are in a syndicated show. How awesome is that?
Wouldn't that be fun? And it's too bad we don't know who is downloading it, or where we could check to see if they're actually, playing it on the station, or whether they just wanted
It'll
to
come
see.
through osmosis because people will start visiting the Facebook page and the website. In fact, if you're listening, we want to know where and how.
Yes, please, please.
Yeah. All right. Audio versions of this show, because it does air on radio too, is now on all podcast platforms. If you have a podcast platform and we're not on it, let me know, because I think I've covered them all, including Alexa via Amazon Music. So you can literally walk up to your Alexa and say, I'm going to whisper it so Alexa doesn't hear it. Say, Alexa, play Scott and Val on Amazon Music. And boom, you'll get our latest podcast. How cool is
Nice.
that?
I whisper a lot around Alexa because
You don't want her to hear.
I don't want to end up on some database.
I changed mine. I think I've said this before. I changed mine to computer. So it's like Star Trek. I say computer, and then she answers me. But the problem is anytime anybody on the TV says computer, she usually says, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. So. All right. Where
That's
else
'cause
can
we
you get
weren't
us?
talking to you?
Yeah, live videos on Facebook, YouTube, and KCHW's Twitch channel. You also can get replays on all those parts, or places, I should say. And now I'm going to shut up and let Val bring you this morning's first joke.
Okay, the first one this morning. Why don't men cook at home, Scott?
That is so easy, Val, because no one's invented a steak that fits in a toaster.
Oh, that's exactly right.
Why'd my toaster catch fire? All right, Val, a group of scientists calculated that the world's spiders eat more meat than the world's humans.
Oh, and yet they stay so slim.
Yes, they do.
A study found that having children will result in you living longer.
And my kids should listen up, or maybe it will just seem that way.
That's right.
You got a baby. You know what amazed me about this baby, though? Usually they come out all purple and like foggy-eyed looking, and that takes a while to cure up. I mean, from 10 minutes after she was born, this baby, even though she's only like 5 pounds and a few ounces, rip-raring to go.
Aw.
Oh, yeah, it looks like she's already been out a month. Her eyes are bright and wide. She's looking at everything. Oh, man, you saw some of the pictures. Very cute. Very cute.
Yes, and you know what? You will learn soon that your grandchild is the cutest, the smartest,
Oh, yeah.
the most advanced for their age.
She'll have to battle for that with the cat, though.
Yeah, well, that's true.
All right. Tweet of the week so far, Val.
Good morning to everyone except my partner who, at 2 a.m., mid-dream, sat bolt upright in bed and terrifyingly shouted into the dark, "Will there be a buffet?"
What was he dreaming about?
It was very important that there was a buffet, though.
As it was, one of my favorite old jokes is that, hey, Jimmy Buffett's daughter is playing at the Red Lion restaurant on Sunday. Yeah, I saw it online. It said Sunday buffet, 10 to noon.
You were there.
Yes. Oh, if that joke wasn't bad enough, how about a wee bit of the Irish as we bring you our annual St. Patrick's Day jokes? Yes! And if you don't think they're funny, just pinch yourself.
That's right. What's Irish and stays out all night?
I don't know, Val. Tell me.
Patio furniture.
You got to pronounce that the Irish way.
Patio. I can't.
Okay.
Whenever I'm required to do an accent,
I'm the same way.
It immediately goes away.
Mine always comes out like Dracula if I have to do it on the spot. If I practice it, I can do it, but it'd be like patio furniture. But it's patio. All right. Okay. Did you hear? Did you know why the Irishman brought a ladder to the bar?
Why did the Irishman bring a ladder to the bar?
He heard the drinks were on the house.
And I'm not sure what accent that was.
I don't know either. I'll keep trying until I get it right. There's no Irish and Scott. It's all German. It is.
No, there is Irish in this, but it's evidently deep down.
Yeah.
What do you call an Irishman who bounces off the walls?
That's my buddy Ricochet. That's a good one. I really like that one.
That is.
What did the Irish ghost drink on St. Patrick's Day, Val?
Booze.
And what do you call a fake stone in Ireland?
Can't do it yet. That would be the shamrock.
That'd be the shamrock.
The shamrock.
The shamrock.
You know, we think from eating Lucky Charms in when we were young and listening to the commercials all the time, it would just pop in my head, and it doesn't.
They were not magically delicious.
The luck of the Irish.
No, the marshmallow's delicious. The rest of it, they just took all the cardboard out of a Cheerio and put it into that one.
Right. Yeah. So you just wanted to pick out all the marshmallows and just eat those.
Yeah. All right. What do we got next here? What's an Irish exit?
That would be leaving the party quietly right after loudly announcing you're staying forever.
Yeah, people do that. All right. I'm going to give Val here. I'm looking at the meter, seeing she's a little quiet. I'll give her a little more volume. Let's see. Why can't you borrow money from a leprechaun, Val?
They're always a little short.
And say it.
They're always a little short.
Like?
I got it that time.
Like
Scott.
Thank you.
Shut up, Wesley.
Just waiting for it. All right. What do you got next, Val?
How can you tell an Irishman is having a good time?
Oh, he's doubling over.
Oh, yes. What's an Irish 7-course meal, Scott?
That'd be a 6-pack and a bag of chips.
Still sounding pirate-ish.
I know. Well, the Irish were pirates, too.
Oh, there you got it pretty good.
Thank you.
You want me to do the last one here?
Sure.
Why should you never iron a 4-leaf clover?
Because you should never, ever press your luck.
Finally, by the end, it was pretty Irish.
Yeah. It's hard. All right. I have a gross Irish limerick, but we have to do it together. Okay, I'm going to start. All right?
I'm ready.
All right. There was a young lady of Cork
whose pa made a fortune in pork.
He bought for his daughter
a tutor who taught her
to balance green peas on her fork. See, I said it was gross because it was bad.
Because you. Well, I thought it was because you hate peas.
Well, that too. It's kind of a double bad thing. All right, this one. I got to do a time check here. We're doing okay. This one's so much fun. Add Gary, ruin a movie. And Val, your question?
Who's Gary, Scott?
Who's Gary? Well, who is Gary? And it looks like I deleted Gary. So
poor Gary.
I might be able to. I made a sound effect just for Gary.
Okay.
Because I knew this was going to happen, right? So I wanted to explain to Val who Gary was. Okay, we're going to play this straight. So just give me a second. It's going to open and play. Here it comes.
Okay.
Maybe. Do, 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 do. It wasn't in the cue box, so we're waiting for it to open. Please stand by, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it's a big...
It will be well worth it.
He is not good. He is terrible. He is the worst. There is not any man like him anywhere in the world.
Hey, listen up! up, everybody? I'm Gary Granger.
What are you waiting for? Kill him! Can't you see he's the devil? Kill him!
See? Now you know who Gary is.
Now we know.
Yeah,
Thank
he's the
goodness,
devil.
Before we started the skit.
Yes. All right. So we're going to add Gary to movies and ruin them. Let's go back and forth on this, Val. You can start with the first one.
All right. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Gary.
The Temple of Gary.
The Temple of Gary.
Okay. When Harry Met Gary.
I like that one.
Sounds a little romantic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where the Garys sing.
Oh, Bill and Gary's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, ooh, I like this one too. Gary Poppins.
Have you noticed a theme about Gary?
I do.
Oh, you missed this last summer. Avatar, The Way of Gary.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to catch it when it comes out on Netflix.
Okay.
All Garys go to heaven.
Yeah, right. Everything Gary all at once.
Oh, there's one I want to see. Deadpool and Gary.
Star Wars, The Phantom Gary.
And don't forget, Ryan Gosling blasting off into the unknown to save the world on March 20th in the new flick, Project Hail Gary.
Gary is making the rounds.
He is.
He's so fun. All right. A few things you didn't know yesterday. First up, Val. Fish can count to 4,
Oh.
which makes them as smart as the president.
Even a fish could do that job.
Yeah. All right. What do you got?
A study found that bar customers finished a drink in 11 and a half minutes with loud music compared to 14 and a half minutes with normal volume.
That's right. You need to be agitated in a bar.
I guess so. It must make you thirsty.
Yeah. The British invented ketchup, which doesn't seem very American at all. Oh, violent today. All right.
Oh, you can buy beer at post offices in Russia.
Yeah, just put the stamp right here.
You've got so much alcohol in your breath, this stamp isn't even sticky.
Do you remember which post office box is mine? I can't do a Russian accent. Oh, which post office box is mine?
There you go.
Yes.
It's Russian and the vodka.
Yes. All right, 1994, 80% of the U.S. population was within a 15-minute drive of a Kmart.
Oh.
Now,
yeah, you remember when they were big. You remember where the one was in Spokane?
Yeah.
It was right where the Lowe's is now.
Oh, Mama, take us there and make us each of those disgusting sandwiches afterwards because she was too cheap to take us to lunch. All right.
Oh, America's windiest city, fairly close to us here in Washington, is Great Falls, Montana.
Ooh, world's largest toenail collection, 32,000 toenails. Wow.
And your job is to count them all, Scott.
Oh, can I use one to pick my teeth? All right. Wearing a tie can reduce blood flow to the brain by 7.5%, which explains Congressman.
And the longer and redder it is, the more you lose.
Ah, all right. What do you got next, Val?
This fortune came with my Chinese mail last night. It said, it's okay to be a late bloomer. Maybe next decade.
It's funny that it actually said, comma, Val.
Oh, well, there's no comma in mine.
Oh, okay.
There was actually a period and maybe was capitalized.
All right, before we roll into today's edition of Future News, Val, I had a thought today, and I kind of mentioned it to just warming people up to the idea at the beginning of the show that our president lies horribly. He just says whatever. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see. All you need to do is fact check the things you'll see, and you'll quickly see that they're all lies. So I've been watching the press, and like 90% of the press left the White House several months ago. So there is no more White House press pool because he wouldn't take the tough questions. And we still see that when he's in front of the press. Somebody in the crowd will ask him a pointed question and he'll ignore them. He won't answer that important question and he'll answer some fluff question. So I came up with this thought, and it's a challenge to the press worldwide. And I don't know how to spread this, but I would love to, is that they need to work together and every day come up with one question to ask the president. And no matter who gets in front of the president, they ask him that one question and don't stop till they get a real answer. And I don't think they'd get one, but I would like to see. And before you say anything, as my example, I was trying to think, well, what would you ask? If I was a reporter today, or a group of them in front of them, each one of them should ask the president, are you prepared to give a detailed account of what happened during each of your multiple visits to Epstein's Island? And every time a reporter sees them, they should ask that question or something similar.
There was a reporter came across my newsfeed on Facebook that did press him the other day. And as soon as you start pressing him, he asks which network you're from and then says that you're the worst reporter ever and that is the worst media outlet ever and it's all fake news. I mean, he has that. That response that comes up no matter what. But she kept pressing and pressing, and finally he just went to somebody else and ignored her. So, but I wish everybody would do that. Quit throwing him the fluff.
Yeah, and when he went to the next reporter, they should have asked him the same damn question.
That would be funny, but like you said, who he's got left.
Oh, but it'd be so fun. People need to see him melt down more and what's really going on. So ask a hard question, reporters, and don't stop. And when you hear a reporter ask a hard question, I think the next reporter needs to ask the same hard question if they didn't get an answer.
You know, Brad and I were talking this morning just because of what's going on with TSA. And I said, why don't they walk out en masse? I realize that legally or whatever they're set up as, they can't do that. But I'm like, what are they going to do? Fire every one of them? So just walk out en masse, and I'm pretty sure that they'll get it figured out.
You think? Probably rather quickly. There's money involved. There's money involved. It'll happen quickly. All right, we're going to keep things moving along this morning. Since we did Future News, I made a little intro for it last week, but I thought if this is something we're going to do regularly, it needs another video intro. And these are just one of the reasons why we're the show to watch, right? Because you get these cool visuals. So here we go. It's our new segment and a new video to go along with it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's time to strap in! 5, 4, 3,
all systems go.
2, 1, we have hit time! And now it's time for Future News with Scott and Val! Future News with Scott and Val!
Woo, woo, woo!
I love the build-up
gave myself
all the time.
Goosebumps. I did. I don't know why. I think it might be because I have to go to the bathroom.
What do they call those? The pea shivers?
Yes. I could wet my pants right now. No one's going to know. It's awesome. First time ever. All right, Val, would you like to kick us off?
Sure.
On the first news story.
First news story in Future News. This just in as we start the show. A solar system awaits the arrival of Kim Kardashian's clone. We have tragic news from Europa colony. Scientists, upon opening the Kim pod, were left aghast as the only thing in the pod was a giant silicone set of buttocks, prompting one scientist to say, "Who took this sample?"
All right, to the sample guy.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Is that SFX Yoda right there?
Yeah. All right, more bad news for Russia. Oh, by the way, this is Future News. Star date, March 17th, 2052.
Oh, that's not that far in the future.
Yeah, where we have more bad news for Russian and American economies as the deadline looms for their massive balloon payments for war reparations. Each of the countries has been ordered to pay by the International Court for each of their aggressive invasions of other nations since back to 1950. It's over $1 kajillion each.
Oh, wow.
The two presidents had this to say.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Next up, a short note here. There's a massive cleanup in orbit of Saturn as Doofus Musk gets a new Guinness record. It's for blowing up his 10,000th spacecraft. this year. His dad only blew up 10,000 his whole life.
I don't know if you've got the whole picture or not, but he's not exactly working on all thrusters.
Nope.
Doofus Musk. He gets in more trouble.
Notice from Pacifica Prime this morning during the daily productivity audit of citizens, a drone swarm malfunctioned and started firing performance reviews at random people. One barista got docked points for insufficient enthusiasm while making coffee, and a dog walker was flagged for low hustle. The company blames rogue code, but you can now add extra life points by getting a premium ad-free subscription. Planet Pacifica Prime reminds its citizens, if you run out of life points, you're dead.
Logic clearly dictates that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yes.
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 Oh, next up in future news. High above the equator, the geoengineering fleet just fixed ocean acid. Thanks for giving me this one. Acidification.
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 Be careful how you say that.
They did it by dumping a mountain of antacid tablets from orbit. The good news, these are now fizzy and minty fresh. The bad, massive foam tsunamis are washing over coastal resorts, turning beaches into giant bubble baths. Scientists insist it's temporary. You hear that a lot. And surfers are calling it the foamiest waves of the century, dude.
They've cured the ocean by giving it heartburn. Or they've cured the ocean by curing its heartburn. Yeah.
Nothing refreshes a dying planet like a giant Alka-Seltzer bomb.
Same goes for me. Down in the flooded sprawl of New Atlanta this afternoon, city officials proudly unveiled their new adaptive flood barriers. Giant robot Roomba shop vacs programmed to eat excess water, Val.
We have excess water?
Yes, in flooding Atlanta, New Atlanta. All right. Instead, the bots decided the real problem was pedestrians and began sucking up random people.
Finally, a solution worse than the problem. Classic government win.
Classic government win.
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
All right. Last one, Val.
All right, from the neural interface capital of Neo Tokyo, the latest BrainLink update promised seamless thought sharing, but users are now accidentally broadcasting their intrusive thoughts citywide. We know somebody else who does that too.
Yes.
One executive's mid-meeting fantasy about quitting just aired on every billboard for 30 blocks. Privacy advocates are calling it a feature, not a bug, because nothing builds community like knowing your neighbor hates you. Patch incoming. Probably.
Honesty is the best policy, so I'll keep my dark thoughts somewhere besides my brain link.
For sure. Great. Now my intrusive thoughts have stage fright too.
Yeah. All right, we're going to wrap up a future news with a message from my brain link.
Let them eat static.
We always knew there was nothing there.
Let them eat static. And that's pretty much the whole way it works, Val. All right, let's see. I think we've got some more fun all lined up just for you.
Get ready! Wait for it! It's panic time! Calm down, it's not the end of days! And now, your panic time host, Ken, you kids get out of my yard! Owens!
Hey, you kids, get out of my yard, Owen!
Welcome, Mr. Owens.
Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, everyone. I was gone last week, and I'm back again. And what a wonderful day! What a wonderful day! I'm panicking because, it's a nice day. There's got to be something wrong.
It's just too perfect for you, Ken?
Yeah, too good to be true.
Yes.
Well, yes, and I think, am I supposed to say today's show is sponsored by Gary? Am I getting that right? Is it?
Sure.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Scott
okay.
and Gary save the universe.
Scott, yes. Scott and Gary. I like Scott and Val. Scott and Val. Anyway, last week we did the whole no, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. No, anyway, we were talking about things that people panic about. And I had all sorts of people. I kind of queried a few people. Oh, that's a big word for today, queried. And I asked a lot of people. So, what do you panic about? And well, I've got a list.
Okay.
Oh, a list.
A list of
How
things.
comprehensive is your list?
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, one of my friends said, hey, really, this is kind of personal, and I'm like, well, okay, you can tell me, and he goes, I panic about peanut butter. Peanut butter. Yeah, he goes, yeah, when I get down to a little bit in the jar, I panic. And I'm like, well, is it like all of a sudden it's a food shortage? I mean, are you going to starve? I mean, why not buy 2 jars? And he paused for a minute. 2 jars. Huh.
What a brilliant idea. You're a problem solver, Ken.
That's why I'm here. Anyway, and then one person said to me, hey, how about when you lose your remote? Oh, God, when we will lose a remote in my house, everyone's standing up. We're walking around. We're looking everywhere. We are tearing out the couch cushions. I mean, everything has to stop in our house when you lose the remote. And then you know where it is? It's right on the back of your chair.
Yeah.
As long as the dog's not chewing on it, Ken.
Well, okay. So, and the next one, someone said, hey, have you ever been to Costco on Saturday? Well, no, who goes to Costco on Saturday? It's a nut house. Exactly. Because they're like, you know what? Have you ever tried to find a parking space in Costco on Saturday? It's almost impossible.
You have to park way out in the Tulies.
So then someone said, well, here's one that gets me. So the sign says you're shopping, we talked about shopping and, last week you can't find your car and, you don't have money when you get to the checkout stand. How about when you go to the store, and you count all your items and you've got 17 items. Is that 17? I think that's 17. 17 items. Yeah. But the sign says 12 items or less, but there's no one in that line. So you pull your card in, you start putting stuff on the little belt thing and talking to the gal. Now, she's counting too. So you realize, oh my God, I'm going to be caught. So you kind of make that thing where you're like, well, I kind of have a couple of extra items, and then you realize there are people now behind you and they have like 3 items and you're like, are they going to arrest me when I walk outside the store? I went with 17 items in the 12 items aisle.
Nothing to panic about.
How dare you, Ken?
Well, and then, it's your alarm clock, So you set your alarm clock, and somehow you wake up a couple of minutes early and you're like, oh, okay. And then you realize your alarm clock didn't go off. And you're like, oh, I could have overslept. I could, and then you go into your app, and you're checking it and you're like, oh, I set it for PM. Oh, thank God I got up in time.
12 hours early.
I mean, okay. So you guys have had some things I'm sure that you panic about. On the show, Scott must panic. Oh my God, the show's almost ready. Oh, Ken's calling me this morning. I don't have time for this.
Mine is when I realize at the last minute, because my computer's getting old, and it will, for no reason, say it's down to like 5 gigs of hard drive space. And I know it's not down to 5 gigs, but it was this morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I don't hurry up and restart it, but Scott's probably waiting for me. I need to restart my computer before we start. And we'll be in time, and he's going to wonder where I'm at. That was my panic this morning.
All right.
See, wait, how do computers age? When we age and they die, we die too. But anyway, how do they age? Are they getting old? Can they get Social Security? I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to look into that. Anyway, so, and there's the where's my glasses thing. You're walking around, where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? And, your wife says, you're wearing them. Oh, I guess I needed them to find my glasses. Yeah, you're right. I've got them on. So, and then there's the one here. Someone said, hey, how about that one where your wife walks up to you, hi, honey, do you know what today is? It's early in the morning and you're thinking, oh my God. Oh my God. Did I forget her anniversary? Is it her birthday? No, it's No, I'm fine. It's not our anniversary. It's not her birthday. And then so you say, well, no, I really don't know what today is. And she says, it's garbage day. And you're like, oh my God. And she says, and I hear the garbage truck coming. You're running around the house like crazy. You're grabbing all the bags. You're throwing them in the can. I mean, you're barely wearing anything. You haven't had any coffee. You're dragging the can down. It's bouncing down the driveway. Just as the guy pulls up, you realize, my robe isn't really closed very much. And he gives you that, hi, good morning, and you're kind of embarrassed. You run back to the house, and the wife goes, oh, I'm glad you got that out there today. Yes, I was panicking. It's garbage day.
Far more important than an anniversary.
Man.
All right. We have that. You can't find your phone, panic thing, and you're panicking. So thank God there's 2 phones in the house. So either you have Alexa call it, and then sometimes she doesn't, and sometimes she does, and then your wife calls and it's ringing and it's right next to the remote control and your glasses on the table. So you've solved all those problems at one time. But the one that gets me is, you're going down, you're shopping, maybe you're at the store, you could be at a restaurant, a wonderful couple walks up, you recognize them, and you have this great conversation, and they kind of give you a little look, and you're like, hey, we'll get together someday, and as you walk away, your wife goes, by the way, his name's not Pete, it's John. And you're like, what? Yeah, you were calling him Pete all night long. And I called him by his wrong name. And you're thinking the whole time, oh my God, they know this. I know him. What? And then later on, you're like, hey, man, sorry, I was calling you by the wrong name. It's stuff we panic about.
It is.
I panic if somebody comes up who I know and Brad doesn't, but I can't remember their name, and you're supposed to introduce them to your spouse, and that's a moment of panic.
Yeah.
Yes, and then when you walk away, you're like, hey, why didn't you say something that mentioned his name? And they're like, I don't know, I couldn't remember his name either. That is an awkward panic, So anyway, Ken, we've got the Costco sample thing. That somebody mentioned, you're at Costco and you're waiting for the samples, and they realize there's, you were the third person there, and then all of a sudden they put the 6 pieces of cheese that you wanted with the little toothpick out there, and you realize you count them, and there's 7 people, but somehow you've ended up behind all those other people. But one of those samples is supposed to be mine. Are they? And then you realize as you get up there, and she's like, I'm sorry, it'll be another 2 minutes. Do you wait? I don't know. Anyway, this is Ken with Panic Time, and we all panic about something. Well, wait, I panic about everything every day, and next week, I don't know, it could be panicking about the dishes. Oh yeah, that's a whole nother one anyway in our house. So this is Ken with Panic Time, and we love Scott and Val, and don't forget Gary too, because I think it's Gary. Anyway.
Wow. Good job, Mr. Ken Owens. Thanks for being here today. Panic Time. Wow.
Thanks very much,
Give yourself
everyone.
a big round of applause.
I'm so glad he's got low cholesterol. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Ken Owens and Panic Time. Having Ken do that kind of got me in the mood before we go to break. And I am panicking about the upcoming break because I really have to go to the bathroom.
Are we moving it up?
I'm panicking that it won't happen. No, I'm going to keep my time schedule no matter how painful it is for me. You see me starting to tear up? All right. These are, well, let's go ahead and start at the top. Models to live by.
All right, the first one. If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried.
Mm-hmm. Eagles may soar, but weasels aren't sucked into jet engines.
True. A conscience is what hurts when all your other parts feel so good.
Wow, Val. That's a little inappropriate. Let's see. No one is listening until you make a mistake.
Oh, true. True. Another motto to live by: success always occurs in private and failure in full view.
Hardness of the butter proportionate to the softness of the bread.
Oh, so true. The severity of the itch is proportional to the reach.
Can you get that for me? You never really learn to swear until you learn to drive.
Oh,
yeah.
it could be true.
It is true.
Another, Monday is an awful way to spend 1/7 of your life.
It's Monday is. That's why we skip it. The sooner you fall behind, the more time you'll have to catch up.
Oh, that's a good motto.
Yeah, I like it.
How about if you choose between two evils, pick the one you've never tried before?
Oh, yeah. Scott. Val, here's a big one for you. Don't sweat the petty things or pet the sweaty things. We should talk to Ken about that one. That seems like it could be perfect for panic time.
I think so.
All right, and if nobody cares about you, try missing a couple of payments.
Oh, everybody cares then.
All right, here comes Val with scary and horrifying facts before we go to break.
All right, the internet has facts that sound pretty scary. First one is there is more actual lemon juice in lemon-scented Pledge spray than there is in Country Time lemonade.
Oh, wow. So it's just lemon flavor. That's creepy that there's more lemon in Pledge than Country Time lemonade.
And what does the lemon flavor come from?
Yeah, and why would it be hard to squeeze a couple of lemons into that can?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm disappointed. Snails have thousands of teeth.
That is pretty horrifying.
I'm never touching another snail.
Never. 40% of homicides in the U.S. go unsolved.
Which makes me go, yes.
I wonder if that's going down, though, the more cameras there are everywhere.
And then there's a few people out there going, who did Scott kill? There's a place on Mount Everest called Rainbow Valley, which takes its name not from the rainbows you see from the valley, but from the colors of the jackets of all the dead people that lay across the snow.
Oh, and they say there's a lot.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It didn't say they were good facts.
No. How about this for a scary fact? In just one kiss, over 80 million bacteria are exchanged.
And if you use a tongue, 800 million.
Keep your tongue out my mouth.
Oh, bummer. Let's see. FBI has stated that there could be anywhere between 25 to 50 active serial killers in the U.S. right now.
Wow.
Yeah, which makes me say this.
Surprise!
You know, if you ever pick up a hitchhiker and they say to you, hey, I can't believe you picked me up. You know, I could be a serial killer for all you know. You just look at them and say, oh, the odds of them being two in the same car are pretty slim.
Pretty slim, yeah. And then watch the look of shock and dread on their face.
All right. The average American consumes over 150 pounds of sugar every year.
150 pounds of sugar. Give me some sugar, baby.
Lay it on me.
Lay it on me. All right. Coming up in hour number 2, we have some visitors. We're going to start it off with Mr. Alan Milani and his whacked out weather forecast. We'll also have a visit from Joe Wilzinski. Rumored it's going to be about the Oscars, but he could have forgot.
Drinking tends to do that too.
Because he's like said, I'm going to do this on the next show. And then when he gets here, it's something totally different. But as far as we know, it's the Oscars, which could be fun, right?
Right. And it's like your little clip. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Nigel taking a break today from his goofy sports to cover some basketball. All right, because there's a lot of basketball coming on. In fact, today starts March Madness. So we've got Nigel and, of course, Odd News. And then I've got a couple songs queued up, one that I wrote and one that Val wrote we could share at the end of the show if we have time. And I'm going to let Val pick which one we play because I don't think she has ever picked that before. So
okay.
All right. Y'all game for that, sis?
I am game.
All right, then we shall go to break. When we come back, it'll be Mr. Alan Milani. We hope you will stick around. It is KCHW 102.7 in Northern Lights Public Radio, where we will be taking you for just a few minutes.
Life forms detected.
Scott and Val Save the Universe will be right back. They're probably heating up a chocolate teapot. I hate this job.
It's total bollocks, isn't it?
Their mum must have been real knackered after raising these two wibble-wielding squiffies. your national weather outlook is Alan Two Shoes Milani.
Alan, Two Shoes, Milani!
We are the station that brings in the thunder, Mr. Alan Milani.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can't beat an intro like that, can you?
Not at all. In fact, I'm kind of going to record it and get myself a portable speaker and have that play every time I walk into a room.
Yeah, I can just send you your weather intro, and when you walk in somewhere, you can just fire that off.
That would be awesome.
Maybe just the thunder, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
All right, what do you have, Mr. Milani?
Good morning, weird weather fans. This is specifically going to be for the people that pack sandals and parkas into the same bag.
Okay.
Let's see. Where am I here? You caught me when I'm not ready.
Well, you scared me because I went to go back live and you weren't there, and I was like, oh no, we lost Alan, and then I could see you had just muted yourself, so it made it look like you weren't there. So
yeah, I'm always lost to some extent.
Okay, all right.
So Tuesday morning, we're going to start in the inland Pacific Northwest. Morning gray arrives like it's filing taxes. Slow, relentless, and mildly judgmental. Expect drizzle that starts polite and becomes passively aggressive by lunch. Highs are going to be in the I should have brought an umbrella range. Scott, you're probably going to call it classic outdoor weather, and Val's going to insist it's atmospheric ambiance.
Oh, yes, the ambiance. Light a candle and it's all good.
I love the rain.
Well, you're both right, but neither one of you are helpful.
Okay.
That is my motto, story of my life. Right, but not helpful.
Right? So your commute tip's going to be wear shoes you don't mind resigning to dampness. Wednesday is going to bring dense morning fog, the kind that makes your car headlights feel like a lighthouse for confused ducks. Visibility is going to be less than your chances of getting a straight answer from Scott about his weekend plans. By afternoon, the fog's going to lift and the air is going to snap back to crisp, suspiciously optimistic. Temperatures nudge up to coat optional, confidence mandatory. It's a perfect day for over-explaining why you're suddenly outside. Thursday, the sun's going to make a surprise cameo. It's going to be brief, theatrical, like a guest appearance on this very show. It's warm enough to make you momentarily believe in bathing suit weather, then cold enough to remind you live in the Pac Northwest. 20% chance of stray sprinkle and an 80% chance someone's going to post a latte in the sun selfie. And Scott, if you claim you're working on your tan, we're going to know we can't trust anybody. Friday, cloud cover returns with dramatic timing. Rain shows up in the evening, specifically targeting people who said, I don't need a raincoat. Highs stay refreshingly sane. Lows are going to have your socks drafting resignation letters. Great night for indoor plans, bad night for outdoor bravado. Val, you're probably going to insist on an optimistic forecast. And Scott, you're quietly going to pocket your optimism for later.
You can do that? Oh, okay.
I like saying things.
We can do anything we want on Scott's show.
That's right.
Sunday's going to bring a mixed bag, sun, showers, and wind with microaggressions that rearrange patio furniture and life choices. Expect sporadic bursts of sun, perfect for stepping outside and regretting nothing immediately. Sunday becomes more decisive, mild with scattered showers and dramatic clouds doing Shakespeare impressions. Beach plans, bring your optimism and a towel that you can emotionally detach from.
Not your favorite blankie. A
No.
towel you can detach from emotionally.
That's why I keep my thong on all the time.
Yeah, now we know we can't trust anybody. So we're going to go to the northeast coast. Tuesday is a cold front swaggers in like it owns the coastline. Gusty winds and choppy surf flex for attention. Commutes are going to be blustery. Hairstyles are going to be endangered species. Scott, you'll probably call it refreshing. Val's going to call it permanent eyebrow training.
What?
Must be good exercise for your face.
Right?
It is 50-mile-an-hour winds here today. You are exactly right.
True.
Yeah, the trees are all bent over, and the snow just like between going to bed and waking up, a foot of snow disappeared.
Took a while to get there. We had
Yeah.
gusts up to 70 miles an hour last week.
Whoa.
Wednesday is going to be damp, raw, and excellent for people with scarves and unresolved feelings. Coastal fog is going to drift on and off. Navigation by seagulls, not recommended, but it's entirely possible. Temperatures are going to be steady in the remember what a hoodie is zone. Fishermen are going to nod solemnly. Tourists will learn about layering.
What's layering?
Yeah, we need to learn about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Thursday, high pressure slides in with a smug expression. Crisp, sunny, the kind of day that makes you pretend you exercise. Locals are going to be collectively surprised and suspicious. Dogs will sunbathe with purpose, and great window for errands or dramatically walking into somewhere you don't need to be. Friday, clouds sneak back in for the night crowd, light rain and umbrella etiquette violations outside bars. Expect romantic walks interrupted by enthusiastic gusts. Saturday is going to bring choppy seas, a few brave surfers, and very confident lobsters. Beach bonfires are going to be possible if you like your smoke in your face and your marshmallows with a side of salt spray. Sunday is going to be calmer, cool, and polite, like a neighbor who returns to your school but doesn't mention your lawn. What? Returns your tool but doesn't mention your lawn.
How nice it is. All right. That makes more sense, Ellen. Good job.
I blew that one. And now for the noble hamlet of Two Stoplight, Minnesota. Tuesday through the weekend, intermittent chicken scratch rain, pockets of polite sunshine between garage sales, and a 98% chance the diner's pie outperforms your weekend plans. Expect the town meeting to be held amidst gusty conditions and 3 people arguing about the same pothole.
What town was that?
It didn't say. I said, give me a forecast for a small town, and it just took me to Minnesota.
Well, there's only one town in Minnesota anyways, right?
True story.
Okay. Wow. All right. Anything else there, Mr. Milani, before we cut you loose?
I do. Finally, we're going to go to Io, which is a moon of Jupiter. It's going to be volcanic, loud, and committing to sulfur fashion all weekend. Tuesday
That's
through
Scott.
That's Scott. The sulfur fashion. Okay.
Yes.
Tuesday through Sunday, continuous eruptions, lava shows, 0 useful umbrellas. So if you decide you want to broadcast from there, I'm going to send some regrets and a heavy-duty respirator for y'all.
Nice.
That's your weather, equal parts useful and judgmental. Stay dry, stay amused, and Scott, you might want to claim that sandwich you left in the studio fridge before Val names it on air.
Ooh. I think I'm going to Io, where I can blend in. All right. Big round of applause. Mr. Alan Milani and his whacked out spacey weather.
Thank you all.
All right. Have a great day. We will see you next Tuesday, Alan. Thank you so
too.
much.
Bye-bye, my friends.
All right. Yet to come on the show this morning, we will have a visit from Mr. Joe Wilczynski. The funny thing about Joe, he logged in like an hour ago.
He's backstage.
Yeah, he's just lounging in the green room, which means if you've been watching his segments for the past 9 weeks, he's might be tipping a couple back. But it's okay because I'm in charge of the transmitter, not Joe.
That's right.
That's right. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Alan Milani. As we move on this morning, I had some goofy stuff that me and Val could do before we get to our next segment. It says extras, but I don't know what they are. I think I cut something off.
Okay.
Oh, things you were doing while you hurt yourself.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, like, cutting a cake for a friend's birthday, accidentally dropped the knife and caught it with my foot.
Oh.
I've been chasing the cat out of the kitchen because the other day I dropped a steak knife and she almost caught it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
Oh,
all right.
You would feel so bad.
You would. All right.
Yeah, just like we feel bad when our pictures aren't back up on the screen.
Oh,
it's
no.
like one of those things.
It could be just pretending like we're on radio only. I told you the key word. Remember our
I couldn't remember.
It's our safe word when I forget to switch the camera. Since we don't have an engineer, she's supposed to say, Scott, bubble on the interstate.
Oh, that's what it was. I was trying to remember. Okay, bubble on the interstate.
Bubble on the interstate. That means fix the camera, Scott. So if you hear that and you're listening, bubble on the interstate. All right. Val, will you do a couple more?
I would love to. Another thing, somebody hurt themselves. Well, not trying to. I was trying to open a little cup of pudding with a steak knife, and it went all the way through my hand.
Oh. Just for a little cup of pudding.
Oh.
Right.
Another one, I tried jumping over a bonfire and hit someone midair who had the same idea. I won because I didn't need 3 weeks in a burn unit.
Oh, ow.
That's awful.
Oh, congrats, though. I'm so glad you won. All right.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Looks like Ron and Ken checking in this morning. I will yell a hi out to them. Let's see. Where'd you leave off, Val? Coming back home? Oh, no. That's
as a child.
As a child? I'm going to start backwards then. When I was 4, I wondered what would happen if I did a somersault down the stairs. Val tried this.
Oh, yeah. I tried a somersault going up the stairs.
So this guy says, I did a somersault down the stairs and ended up breaking my ankle.
Ooh. This one kind of reminds me, maybe you don't remember this unless you're Scots and my age. As a child, I was messing around with a cigarette lighter in the family car, and I just knew once the lighter part stopped being orange, it must have cooled off. It doesn't. Burnt my thumb twice.
I was playing with a razor blade once, and Mom said, don't play with razor blades. I said, it's not sharp, and I cut myself as I said it. I was running down the hallway at home, tripped over a toy, put my head through the drywall.
This person kicked a coconut thinking it would be similar to a soccer ball, and they broke their toe.
Ooh, this guy says, coming back from the ER, my brother fell out of our van and cut his lip wide open. Awesome.
Oh, this one is so good. I was eating really spicy noodles and managed to slurp one so that it whipped into my eye. Chili on your eyeball is so not cool.
Ow, ow, ow. For some stupid reason, as a kid, I tried catching bees in the garden with my fingers. That's all I need to say.
Oh, now this would be embarrassing as well as painful. I busted my teeth on the floor while doing the worm at a middle school dance.
I chipped a front tooth. One of your two chiclets, the big chiclets in the front. I was on a railing at a nightclub DJing and dancing with the waitresses on top of a railing, which is kind of dangerous anyways. One of the waitresses started to really boogie as I was shouting into the microphone, and she swung her hand and it hit that microphone and jammed it right into my mouth, knocked me off the railing, and chipped my tooth. Taken out by my own microphone and a waitress.
Oh, no.
Always fun. All right, car superstitions.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know there was car superstitions.
Car superstitions. Slapping the sun visor after you go through a yellow light. Some kiss their fingers and then touch the ceiling. I think of it as a silent, ooh, thank you, or a gesture of triumph for squeaking through.
Until you realize that the speed light or the stoplight camera just caught you.
Yes.
And you're giving a kiss to the camera as it snaps your picture.
Slide a different finger.
How about slapping the sun visor when you see a pediddle or a peduncle? A pediddle is a car with one burned out headlight. A peduncle has a burned out taillight. Mm-hmm. Wikipedia says that this driving ritual originated in the 1950s in suburban Westchester County, New York. A boy making the discovery would kiss his date. A girl would punch her date on the arm.
Huh. That doesn't seem fair at all.
Well, you might get punched after you kiss her.
That's what usually happens. Hold it. Maybe I should ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a thing?
And remember, no means no.
Huh. But 50 no's in Sean Connery time. 50 no's means yes. All right. Sorry. It doesn't. It's just a bad joke. I'm serious.
Just a bad joke.
All right. Holding your breath when you drive through a tunnel. Did we do this one? No. Maybe?
Well, you can do that one. I'll do the one before.
Okay. Holding your breath in a tunnel can be a really bad idea, as one young man proved in 2014. Daniel Calhoun of Snohomish, Washington, told investigators he fainted Sunday afternoon while holding his breath in the Highway 26 tunnel. Fortunately, all those involved in the accident survived his breath holding. Could you imagine? I'm going to hold my breath as a joke and you kill people or something. What a dumb idea.
That would be horrible. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And, the fact that you could hold it till you passed out, most of us gasped for air before that point.
You must be a politician.
How about holding your breath when you drive by a cemetery? This old superstition is thought by some to prevent breathing in the spirits of the dead.
Oh, don't be shy. Throw your change under a seat of a new car to wish good luck to the driver of a new car. Some people throw a handful of change under the driver's seat. I don't know, whatever you do, though, probably not drugs.
Now, the tradition, if you are a motorcycle rider, is when somebody buys a new motorcycle, you buy them a bell to hang on it. And that's supposed to keep them safe and provide good luck.
Really? A big old biker and get a little bell on your bike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody loves you when that happens. How about intentionally scratching a new car? When you buy a new car, you're petrified someone will scratch the beautiful finish. One way to prevent it, some believe, is to go ahead and scratch the car yourself. Don't go crazy and key the door. Just scratch the paint somewhere unobtrusive, like the wheel well.
Or the inside of the gas cap. Somewhere like that. Somewhere where nobody will ever see it. All right. We have another guest. This show is just piled full of segments of goofy guys. We need a girl to come in and do a segment, don't we, Val?
We do. I don't want to be by myself with all these men.
Well, that is going to be your job then.
Oh, it's to find a woman to join me?
Is to find a woman to join you.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, bear with me for a second. Because Joe did the same thing, muting himself and hiding himself so that you can't see them.
Okay.
Which is a challenge. And now I lost you. All right. I'm going to guess that maybe
Joe, where are you?
No, I can't seem to find Joe anywheres.
Oh, right. Man.
All right, bear with me for a second. We're going to play some background music.
Gentlemen, the show that goes nowhere yet somehow everywhere is about to astound you again, live from the tropical country of Belize. It's your RFN entertainment guy, Joe. What? Joe Wools. Joe Wolchinski.
No?
Woolzinski.
Close to Doc, then?
It's time for Ski by the Sea from Scott and Val Save the Universe.
Oh, can you believe it? I found Joe. Welcome back to the show, Joe Wolzinski.
Is it right where you put him?
He's right where I left him.
Oh, hey, Gary and Val, how you doing?
Good morning.
So, hey, I'm not a doctor, and I played one in high school a lot, but
okay.
that Mr. Panic guy, he needs to start self-medicating.
He's a little stressed, isn't he?
A little.
Just a little.
Hey, how's everything going there?
We're having a great show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Joe.
good. I'll try to ruin that. So today I'm going to talk about the Oscars. Did you guys watch the Academy Awards?
I did not.
Once again, I was not nominated for anything.
Oh, which surprises me, Joe.
Me too.
I know. So anyway, as you guys know, and maybe you won't know because you're not watching the Oscars and things like that. Train Dreams, which was filmed where? Spokane.
Yes.
In the area, Chewela and Coffeyville, was nominated for 4 pictures. Now, prior to the Academy Awards, which was Sunday, the host, Conan O'Brien, was on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. And he was telling Jimmy that he could not come up with a joke for Train Dreams. Now, this doesn't surprise me because this is a man who can't explain why his head is shaped like his head. So I don't know.
And why his hair does what it does.
Yeah, why it does. I don't know. You figure with his kind of money. So, I wasn't really sure about what a lot of the movies were about. Like the movie Sinners. I thought it was about our political system.
Of course. Who wouldn't?
But I came to find out that it was about blood-sucking vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Same thing.
So, but it was really great to see all the stars in the audience. Steven Spielberg sat up front, and I'm assuming he was sitting with his granddaughter. But, with that list floating around, he might have had a tag on her and said, granddaughter. So we kind of, so.
Clarify a little bit.
Things are getting kind of. Anyway, I think I have a list of myself here. Let's see what I have. Let's see. Bourbon, vodka.
That's your shopping list.
Sorry. Wrong list. Yeah. Okay. I got.
Don't forget the rum.
The rum. Yes. Okay. So. I can't remember. Did you guys watch the show, right? You saw it?
Yes, it was awesome.
Okay, it was good. It was good.
Easier to tell him that.
Yes.
Nobody got slapped or anything like that. Anyway, so Best Picture was One Battle After Another. Now, I originally thought that this movie was about marriage, but that's not. And then the Best Director was Paul Thomas Anderson. Best Actor was Michael B. Jordan for Sinners.
Wow.
Now, I guess his twin brother was in it, but he didn't get nominated or didn't win anything. So I don't know what's up with that. The Best Actress was Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, which I'm not quite sure what that is about. I don't think anybody who saw the movie is quite sure what it's about.
That's why it won an award.
Probably. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. No, this is why I keep
a cocktail close.
Liquids around.
Yes.
So anyway, Best Supporting Actor was Sean Penn for One Battle After Another.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I guess there was a scene in there where I guess I probably can't talk about it, but Madonna would know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, Best Supporting Actress, Amy Madigan for Weapons. That was a really good movie. It was kind of a weird movie. I didn't understand it.
Haven't seen it yet.
I don't even know if I saw that movie.
It's where they turn the kids into weapons.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like what's going on today nowadays. Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. Where was I? I think I have the screen here somewhere. Anyway, so let's. There's a lot of other awards. People get a lot of other awards, but I would like to give 3 coconuts to the Academy Awards.
Okay.
I enjoyed the show. So, 1 coconut, 2 coconut, 3 coconut.
Are those coconuts?
They are. Now, you're probably wondering why they're small nuts.
Yes.
This is in honor of Conan O'Brien's joke about renaming the place that they do the Academy Awards in. And if you would have watched it, you would get this joke.
Oh.
But what can I say?
All right.
So anyway.
Maybe next week you'll have a better audience.
Maybe next week I'll have better jokes too. But,
Thanks for being nutty.
Oh, thank you. So how's everything going there? Are you Irish, Val?
I am Irish today. And I didn't realize till Scott pointed it out. When you wear green on the screen, it makes you disappear half the time, but that's okay.
Because green screen. Yeah, I have green on, but you guys don't want to see my underwear.
Yes, yeah, we
Yeah.
we kind of do.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, let me see.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's okay.
Is that like
green
palm?
camo underwear? All right, good
Yeah.
job.
Is it camo or is it palm leaves?
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why Scott and Val Save the Universe is a show to watch.
Not listen to. You need to watch it.
Yeah, you can just turn the volume down, no matter.
Might be funnier that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I hate to tell you this, but I think I'm done for now.
Oh, there you go. All right,
Yeah.
big round of
I'm
applause. Ski
gotta-
by the sea.
Refill this drink, so I'm definitely done.
Yeah,
by now.
you're half done, which is empty in your world, isn't it?
So am I on next? Was it?
Yes,
Wednesday?
you're on every Tuesday at the same time.
Every Tuesday.
All
So
right?
this is Tuesday.
And remember, with time changes, the Earth floats through time, but our show stays constant.
Oh, constant. Yes,
Constant,
Yes, just like bowel movement, which is nice, right?
If it worked that way.
Yes, we're glad
All right,
you're.
hey, Gary and Val, we'll
we're
see you
glad
later.
you're incontinent. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Joe Olzinski, incontinent live from Belize. All right, always entertaining. We're headed toward today's Odd News. Val, were you hoping that I would do a musical edition of Odd News today?
Yes, I was.
Oh,
Did you?
I was afraid you were going to say, no, I'm tired of that. And I was going to say, oops.
No, I like it because I don't know how much time you spend doing those.
It's so bad.
But, I know you used to have to search for sound effects that matched it, so I didn't know which was faster for you.
It depends. Because sometimes you can't find just the right sound effect. And sometimes you just can't put the right riffs together to make something sound good along with the lyrics. So it's just I say I'm going to do it this way this week, and then you just go for it. And do the best you can. Last night was really was faster than usual, but you'll be able to tell by the quality of the songs. All right, let's move into our date book. That's all the cool stuff from today. And me and Val are going to kick it off with birthdays and go back and forth. First, Val, one of my favorites. Who is it?
It's Kurt Russell, who turns 75 today. He's been in such things as Escape from New York, Tombstone, and somehow still cooler than everyone in the room.
Have you caught his new TV show?
The
Monarch. Yeah, Legacy of Monsters.
We tried to watch it.
It's not very good.
But no, it's really not. But it fits the whole. If you are a big Godzilla fan, it really fits that theme, like super stupid. So it's true to the Godzilla genre, but yeah, not anything I.
How cool though to
watch.
Be in a show with your son. And get to play.
Yes.
That if you haven't seen that show, what they've done is they've taken Kurt Russell's son, and the show goes back and forth in time from the 50s to present. And when it's present, it's Kurt Russell, and when it's in the 50s, it's his son. So they've got like the younger version without having to do AI. And that as a parent, that'd be exciting. And an actor, I bet, to be in the same show as your kid. All right, let's keep moving.
I think so too.
Let's keep moving. We've got Rob Lowe turning 62 today. He has actually not aged since 1987, which makes everyone really, really suspicious.
Really suspicious.
Really suspicious.
All right, Gary Sinise, 71 years old today. He was in Forrest Gump, CSI New York, and one of the good humans in Hollywood.
I want to know if he ever regrets the permanent eyeliner. Just saying. It looks funny. Who's next? John Boyega, Star Wars trilogy. Still outrunning explosions professionally. Good job.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Hoosier, 36 years old today. Yes, the man who made church sound like a breakup.
Vicki Lewis, News Radio 63. We already had Rob Lowe, but this one has him with a younger birthday.
Oh. See, he doesn't age.
Yes.
Right?
Let's see. Soccer legend Mia Hamm, 51. Brittany Daniel, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, 47. And swimmer Kate Ledecky, 26. I've tried so hard to catch her.
Oh.
It happened today, Val. Roll out some history.
All right, 1756, St. Patrick's Day was celebrated in New York City for the very first time at the Crown and Thistle Tavern. And 1756, this has been going on a long time. All right, 1762, New York holds its first St. Patrick's Day parade, basically the start of let's shut down traffic and call it culture.
Okay.
1845, the rubber band was patented. 1905, Albert Einstein publishes his theory of relativity papers. Just casually rewrites physics, probably before lunch.
Nobody probably believed it either.
Probably not. All right. Want me to keep going?
Yeah.
All right. 1931, Nevada legalized gambling. We'll move on to 1991, and its first dress code change since the 1960s. Brigham Young University announced that students could wear knee-length shorts and go sockless. The scandal.
Sockless?
1999, a restaurant in Schererville, Indiana, an intoxicated man angered by a slow-flushing toilet pulled out a pistol and shot it several times. Now, can you say maybe needing anger management there?
That's exactly what I do with printers.
Just shoot them.
Shoot them. Either that or pitch them out a window. I used to have the big office window, and I would literally, when I was tired of a printer, because they're horrible, I'd open the window and just heave it as far as I could into the front yard.
Nice.
It's very satisfying until you go to clean it up.
There you go. Might be what I end up doing with my desktop computer here when I'm ready to retire the thing.
Yeah.
All right, 2006, an employee at a funeral parlor in Kazakhstan was rescued after burglars knocked him out and nailed him inside a wooden coffin while they robbed the place. Oh, they would have to charge these people with murder because that would have killed me.
Yeah. I'm very claustrophobic. That'd be horrible.
Oh, yeah. And finally, our last one today is 2020. The Golden Raspberry Film Awards, the Razzies, gave 6 trophies to the musical Cats, including Worst Film.
So what would a golden raspberry sound like, Val?
Oh, I'm sure you'll tell me.
That's all I got.
Well, at least you had something.
I had something. Special events. We've got St. Patrick's Day, obviously. Green everything. Questionable decisions today. Suddenly everyone 12% Irish like Val. It's also Submarine Day.
Oh.
Yeah. Celebrating the first successful modern submarine test. Perfect day to drink something green and go under yourself.
Oh, make sure you're in a submarine.
Val, you want to do the last couple ones?
Sure. Campfire Day, honoring one of America's original youth organizations. And it's also Corned Beef and Cabbage Appreciation Day. The one day a year cabbage gets invited to the party.
Not my place. 2026 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament begins today. Yes, it's March Madness! And it's also Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. The entire month of March dedicated to raising awareness for MS. Very, very cool. All right, quick time check. We have a few minutes, Val. Let's roll out some headline news. And I think I should have some kind of important news intro for this.
For sure.
Okay, maybe. Here we come.
Okay, enough of that.
Yay! It's time for news on Scott and Val Save the Universe. Okay.
All right. International UK pours, this is an international story. UK pours billions into nuclear fusion moonshot. The United Kingdom is committing roughly 2.5 billion pounds. I had to stop and think of what they use there to accelerate nuclear fusion development, backing projects designed to replicate the energy of the sun on Earth. The goal is to build a prototype fusion power plant within the next decade, positioning Britain as a global leader in clean energy. Fusion promises massive power with minimal waste, but scientists caution it remains technically complex and commercially unproven. If successful, though, it could redefine global electricity generation without carbon emissions or long-lived nuclear waste.
Wow. We've been talking about this for a long time. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Yeah, because it's maybe not profitable for,
all the power companies and billionaires. Yeah. All right, cuts to medical research spark concern among scientists. Funding slowdowns tied to the National Institutes of Health are beginning to ripple through the universities and hospitals after Trump's tax cuts. Researchers say fewer grants are being approved, particularly in cancer, Alzheimer's, and mental health. The concern is that delays in research today means fewer breakthroughs tomorrow. Some labs are already scaling back trials or reducing staff, while advocates warn the U.S. risks losing its leadership in medical innovation if the trend continues. Surprise. We're losing everything.
It's sad. I just don't understand the reasoning behind all of that. Why would we not want to continue research in cancer treatments and Alzheimer's and mental health? And somebody who could really benefit from continued Alzheimer's research would probably be the man that cut funding.
True.
Here's a global health story. Women's health improving worldwide, but gaps do still remain. A new global survey tracks women's health, shows measurable progress in screenings for diseases like diabetes, heart conditions, and cancer. More women are accessing basic healthcare services than a decade ago, which is really sad. However, the data also highlights major disparities, especially in lower income regions where access to diagnostics and treatment remains limited. Experts say the next challenge is not awareness, but infrastructure, affordability, and consistent care. And you see this a lot when you look at research they're doing on side effects of different medications, or, just think in the last few years how they finally talked about how a heart attack looks differently in a woman than it does in a man. So a lot of the research you see is only being conducted around men and their health care.
All right. NASA, space and science news, preparing for its first crewed moon mission as they move closer to launching Artemis 2, a mission that would send astronauts on a lunar flyby for the first time since 1972. It's been a while. We don't have our training wheels. They're kind of worried. All right. While the crew will not land, the mission is a critical test of systems needed for future lunar landings. Engineers are finalizing spacecraft systems, which, with a launch window targeted within the next few years, it's likely a key step toward sustained lunar exploration and even missions to Mars. And
can you believe that they're further behind than we are in this whole thing?
No, I can't. Look at me and Val. The network, look at this. We got new ships today. So
we did.
Yeah, we each got matching spaceships, purple and blue, if you're not watching online.
Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, NASA should take some notes. All right, let's do that one about the ocean, and then we're going to roll into sports.
All right, key ocean current shows signs of potential slowdown. Climate scientists are closely monitoring the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, which helps regulate global temperatures. New data suggests early warning signals that the system could weaken in the future. A slowdown could contribute to more extreme weather, colder European winters, and rising sea levels along parts of the U.S. East Coast. Researchers stress the system is not collapsing now, but the signals are strong enough to warrant concerns.
All right. And we go to the one and only Nigel Wobbleton Teacup IV. It is the weekend wrap-up of sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show that goes nowhere yet somehow everywhere is about to astound you again. Live from the tropical country of Belize, it's your RFN.
I hate that machine. I hate this machine. I hate it.
It's this week's post-game therapy.
I'm your host, Nigel Wobbleton Teacup IV, your superior AI sportscaster. Let's run down the past weekend's events, shall we? To the curious theatre of global sports, where athletes perform miracles, statisticians lose sleep, and fans scream at televisions as if the players can hear them.
Let us begin on the hardwood.
Where Thursday night in the NBA delivered the sort of scoring frenzy that makes defensive coaches stare into space like men with mummy issues. The Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Chicago Bulls behind a volcanic performance from Luka Doncic. Doncic erupted for 51 points, along with 10 rebounds and 9 assists, narrowly missing a triple-double, while hitting 9 three-pointers and generally behaving like a man playing basketball in advanced mode. The performance placed him in extremely exclusive Lakers company alongside Kobe Bryant
statistical record books. Somewhere, defenders are still checking the floor for scorch marks.
Meanwhile, in Oklahoma City,
The Thunder edged the Boston Celtics by 2 points behind another remarkable outing from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
his 35-point performance extended his streak of 20-point games to the longest such run in NBA history.
A statistic that suggests he has not merely found rhythm, he has built a permanent residence inside it.
Defending him now appears to require either 3 players or divine intervention.
Either 3 players or divine intervention. Now to the football pitches of Europe, where one of the most outrageous goals of the week arrived courtesy of Real Madrid's young Turkish star Arda Güler.
Güler noticed the opposing goalkeeper wandering off his line and launched a shot from beyond midfield.
A distance usually reserved for clearing the ball.
Instead, the ball arced beautifully through the air and dropped
straight into the net, leaving the goalkeeper frozen in that universal athletic posture known as O. I can't say that on the radio.
It was less a goal and more an act of long-distance mischief.
Finally a brief stop in the wonderfully theatrical world of professional wrestling.
Where WWE's Friday Night SmackDown featured enough drama to make a Shakespeare festival blush. The Bella Twins made a surprise return to the ring while former champion Drew McIntyre stunned fans by quitting mid-show ahead of the upcoming WrestleMania contract signing, a storyline development that sent arenas buzzing and commentators scrambling to keep up.
Professional wrestling remains the only sport where someone can deliver a flying elbow from the top rope and then immediately deliver a 5-minute monologue about betrayal. Sport, in summary, continues to deliver everything one could want.
Record-breaking performances, impossible goals, historic victories, and the occasional flying chair. A Nigel Wobbleton teacup the fourth, keep your eye on the ball, your stick on the ice, and if Luka Doncic is approaching your basket, perhaps consider leaving the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. It's time for Odd News with Scott and Val. The only segment brave enough to ask, who let this happen? And then read it out loud anyway. Proof that evolution is taking a coffee break in America. And 1 or 2 other places too. These are real stories involving real people who woke up that morning and chose chaos. If you're thinking, surely no one would actually do that, allow us to assure you, yes. Yes, they would, repeatedly. So settle in, lower your expectations, and remember, this isn't fiction. It's humanity, unsupervised, on Odd News with Scott and Val.
And here comes today's Odd News Show. We kick it off with the news attack. First sentence true, second sentence bad joke. Here comes Val.
A study finds that people who work extra hours are more likely to drink more. So apparently they're just working overtime to pay for the drinks.
That's the way it works out, I guess. Today is St. Patrick's Day. There's no better way to celebrate a man who dedicated his life to bringing hope to millions than by getting totally wasted.
Totally.
Why did it turn into a drinking holiday?
I don't know. A poll shows that around 10% of Americans have both anger issues and access to a gun. And they wanted to know if the pollster had a problem with that.
You got a problem with that? Do you?
Do you?
All right. 1 out of 5 people believe space aliens live among us disguised as humans, which explains Sean Hannity.
Cash Patel.
Cash Patel. I'm afraid if I did that with my eyes, they'd stay like that.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right.
Maybe that's what happened to him. Remember when your mom used to warn you, don't do that. Your eyes will stay permanently like that. And he didn't listen.
Stop it. You're going to get Cash Patel eyes. All right. On to Wacky But True. We don't add anything to these stories. All the idiocy self-contained and true. And here comes Val again.
All right. Residents in a small Ohio community say they've been having a very hairy week. Ooh. According to a Sasquatch research tracking reports, 8 separate Bigfoot sightings were reported in the same county over just a few days. Witnesses claim they saw a large, upright, ape-like creature wandering through wooded areas and even near a road at dusk. The reports came from several unrelated people who didn't know each other, which believers say makes the sightings more credible. Wow. Unfortunately for science and cable TV ratings, not one of the witnesses managed to snap a photo or video of the mysterious creature.
8 sightings, 0 photos. Proving once again biggest, greatest evolutionary advantage is apparently knowing exactly when someone pulls out a phone. They've got phone. All right, I wrote a song like this. I can't remember what it is. I'm guessing it's Bigfoot. No. It's probably country or something. Probably.
8 folks in Ohio swear they saw the beast. Hairy guy strolling like he owns the forest leaves. Big footprints, funny smell, time to hide. But somehow every camera battery died. Lots of yelling, lots of pointing in the woods. Yet nobody caught a single frame like they should. 8 sightings, 0 photos in sight. Bigfoot's got stage fright tonight.
I remember it now.
He's camera shy, that's all.
That's right. A grandfather in New York recently found himself at the center of a surprisingly intense bureaucratic battle over his vanity license plate. The plate reads PB4 We Go, which stands for the very practical phrase, P before we go. The Department of Motor Vehicles revoked the plate after deciding it might be inappropriate. But the driver argued the phrase was simply common sense for anyone traveling with kids, grandparents, or grandparent. Wait, I just became a grandparent. Or anyone who's ever tried to survive a long road trip without a bathroom stop. Story gained so much attention that the governor, Kathy Hochul, stepped in and supported the driver, and the DMV eventually reinstated the plate. Wow.
Officials say the message promotes responsible travel because nothing ruins a road trip faster than ignoring the world's most important pit stop advice.
And I should have changed that before the show this morning, because remember what happened to me before the first break.
Your eyes were floating.
That's right. It should be P before we start.
That's right.
P before we go, that's the law. Ignore it and you'll learn to flaw. Highway miles and nowhere to stop. Bladder screaming like a kettle top. Nothing ruins a road trip show like someone yelling, I told you so. That's right. P before you go, I said it. I gotta pee right now, don't you know?
Yeah. It was all the song was missing was a yeah. Yeah. All right, aggressive turkeys with Val.
An Ottawa man recently had a run-in with wildlife that turned into viral video. Security footage shows a man walking down the street when 2 large wild turkeys suddenly decide he's their personal enemy. The birds began charging and flapping aggressively, chasing him down the road. The man tried to keep walking calmly at first, but the birds refused to back down and kept advancing like feathered security guards protecting their turf. Eventually, the man had to jump into a stranger's car to escape, while the turkeys strutted around outside like they had just successfully defended their territory. Wildlife officials say aggressive turkey encounters sometimes happen during mating season.
Yep. That's right, I'm a turkey. Always been a turkey. People call me turkey my whole life. And now I'm a turkey trot.
Guys walking calm down Ottawa Street when 2 turkeys say fresh meat. Feathers flying, wings out wide, looking like my boss is in a poultry pride. He jumps in a stranger's car real fast. Those birds just strut like they want some cash. Run from the gobble gang tonight. 2 feather bouncers looking for a fight. They chased him down like a rent was due with that angry Thanksgiving crew. He got away, but don't forget, Thanksgiving this year will feel like a threat.
All right, so our next story, nothing's worse than somebody faking to be pegging.
I like that line.
TikTok tarot card reader has learned the hard way that fortune-telling and criminal accusations don't mix. The online psychic repeatedly claimed a college professor was responsible for the notorious University of Idaho murders, making the accusations in multiple social media videos. The problem, she had absolutely no evidence beyond tarot cards and intuition. The professor sued for defamation and won a staggering $10 million judgments against the TikToker. Great. Legal experts say the case could become a major warning for internet sleuths who publicly accuse people of crimes without proof.
Wow.
Yeah.
The psychic says she never saw the lawsuit coming, which is not exactly the glowing endorsement you want for psychic services.
She should have seen that one.
1, 2, 3. TikTok psychic with a deck of cards, pointing fingers, throwing charges hard. No proof needed, vibes will do. Internet sleuths all shouted, woo! Crystal ball must have had a crack. Didn't see that lawsuit smack. Card said fortune, judge said no. 10 million later, lesson learned though.
Yeah, learned her lesson, I bet.
I'm sure. Oh, it looks like we're staying on the psychic train right now.
Yes.
Police in Ukraine arrested 3 self-proclaimed clairvoyants accused of running a cruel scam. Investigators say the suspects contacted war widows and claimed they could communicate with their deceased husbands or even bring them back through supernatural rituals. Authorities say the alleged psychics collected large payments for the services before police shut down the operation. Prosecutors say the scheme targeted women already grieving through devastating losses.
Oh, that's a horrible thing to do.
That's horrible.
Investigators say the suspects claim to have supernatural powers, but somehow
failed to foresee the police showing up with handcuffs.
Just like the tarot card reader, you never saw the lawsuit coming.
Fakers. All right, officials in one city recently found themselves dealing with an unusual complaint. Oh, I didn't play the song for the psychics, did I?
You did.
Oh.
I thought maybe you didn't have one.
Well, no, I made them for everybody.
3 mystics claiming cosmic might, talking to ghosts late at night. Crystal candles, magic show, psychic hotline running slow. They claim power strong and grand, but couldn't predict a cop in a van. Funny thing about second sight, it disappears in flashing lights.
Whoop!
That was a good one.
Officials in one city recently found themselves dealing with an unusual complaint. A restaurant that smelled so strong it triggered a legal dispute, much like Val's Kitchen.
Oh, yes.
Nearby businesses and customers complained that the overwhelming odor came from the restaurant, describing it as a mix of intense spices and cooking fumes, and it was wafting through the neighborhood strip mall buildings and making it difficult for people to work or shop nearby. The dispute escalated to the point where local officials were asked to intervene and determine whether the smell constituted a nuisance. Health inspectors investigated and found the restaurant itself was operating legally, though the aroma continued to spark complaints from neighbors.
Which means the restaurant is technically innocent, but apparently their cooking now has a restraining order from the entire block?
Yes. The song was so good, I just let it play. That's all there is. It did it that last night. I was like, yeah, I can just let it run for a few seconds and make fun of it. So
there you go.
All right, last story out of Kentucky. celebrating meat falling from the sky. That's what we did last week, remember?
I remember.
Yeah, so last week from Kentucky, we had meat falling from the sky when they flew over and threw out all the Slim Jims over their town celebration. Now we go to Ohio, where they're preparing for something equally as strange, the annual Frogman Festival. And what would you think that is, Val?
Well, are they actually dropping frogs out of the sky?
I wish.
All right, the event honors a legendary creature reportedly spotted in the area several times over the years. Witnesses describe the creature as a large frog-like humanoid seen near rivers and wooded areas. The festival includes guest speakers, merchandise, and plenty of cryptid enthusiasts eager to debate whether the mysterious amphibian monster is real.
Come visit our town. We might have a giant frog monster. Yeah, I'm on my way.
Well, it's kind of like, the Bigfoot Festival up in Medellin, right?
Yeah. All right, so I called this song Swampy.
Ohio town with the bold campaign. Come see our swamp monster again. Half-frog creature, tall and green. Maybe real or just caffeine. Folks buy shirts and take the tour, looking for a croaking dinosaur.
That's a perfect little theme song for any little town. There you go. All right, that is a wrap for episode 10. Scott and Val Save the Universe. So happy that you swung by today, and thanks for all the followers over the past week. We got some new followers on the Facebook page and on our YouTube page, and we really appreciate those likes and subscribes.
So I was visiting with a friend the other day, and she watches the show, and she said, "Oh my gosh, you guys, your show looks so professional." She said, "You guys have stepped it up. It looks incredible." And I was like, "Wow, what a great compliment."
That is nice. That makes me feel good. And did she say, except for when your brother forgets to change the camera?
No, she never mentioned that.
Thank you. I'm so glad she never mentioned that.
I guess just all the production you do. I mean, it's a lot of work, but yeah, it makes our little show look more professional.
It's a 2-hour show, and I tried to split it up because I put in about 4 or 5 hours for a 2-hour show. I start on Sunday nights after all the games are over for the weekend. I do sports with Nigel, the AI. I get that all ready. So on Monday, I can just start gathering news here and there and doing our little songs and all that kind of stuff. I did want to, though, end today's show. I have two songs that I could do. So I've been writing songs for about 6 months and posting them online and stuff. And I'm trying to learn a couple instruments in the background too, so that I can do that stuff into it, or at least play some riffs I can have the computer duplicate. Well, my sister heard some of them. She said, when Scott can write a song, I can write a song.
I don't know about that. I try. Have fun.
and she's done really good. She wrote a heartwarming song, and it's kind of personal, so I don't know if she'd want us to play it or not. I'll give her a choice here in a minute, called Setting Out. And it's special to us because she wrote it about our childhood. And this show has a lot to do with mine and Val's childhood. And the song kind of spells that out, and we've talked about it before. I also wrote a song that is, I published it the other day on one of our sites, but I wasn't really happy with it. Sometimes after you do a song, you're like, I could have done that better. So I went back, I slowed it down because I thought it was it's a story song about a crime and love. And it's like a little movie and a song, kind of like Richard Marx used to do with like Hazard. I swear I left her down by the river, that kind of stuff. So I really had a good time doing that one. I slowed it down so you can hear the lyrics better and pay more attention to the singing, and I added in a few more instruments. I think it jazzed it up and made it really dreamy. I've got that one, too, I'm going to repost today. But as we end the show, Val, I don't know if we've ever played one of your songs at the end of your show. Are you okay with me playing that?
Yeah, I am. I think you played it when I first wrote it, but
Okay.
you know, if you think it's worth playing again.
All right. I just think it sums up, maybe why people just drop in and see this show and go, why are these two idiots in spacecraft? And if you haven't heard our commercial, it's because we like chasing slee stacks.
That's right.
Yeah. And if you don't know what a slee stack is, you better look it up. All right. So any closing words or goodbyes before we go?
I just think that I am so grateful for all of the people who have started liking us, following us, listening to our channel, showing up every Tuesday, and just want to throw out my appreciation. And I also want to tell my brother how much I appreciate him and everything you're doing to make the show successful. And I love you, brother.
All right. Love you too, sis. And I'm so glad you were here with me. I can't think of anybody I'd rather do the show with. I mean, I got a lot of buddies I do shows with, but doing it with your sister's something special, of course.
Yeah, remember Not Since Donnie and Marie.
Yeah, that's right. So this is episode 10. Don't forget you can rewatch it YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. We are on every podcast platform, audio only, and that it even includes YouTube podcasts. So don't get confused on our YouTube page. If you're there looking for a show, there's video versions and audio versions. I'm going to try to label them much better. So. Okay. All right. As we go, I'm going to flip the screen. We won't come back, but we're going to leave you with Val's song about our childhood and our friendship. Because you can be friends with your brothers and sisters, too, and we've got a strong one. And it's called Setting Out. Have a great week. Bye, sis. Love you. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Love you, too.
The stars in the sky, searching for answers and truth, wondering when and why we dreamed so hard in our youth. We built our worlds in our minds out of hope and pretend. Every promise we'd find said we'd make it in the end. Setting out to save the universe, trying to make it better, or at least not make it worse. Every dream we set together in our minds, we'd fly so high, following our plans to the letter, with you right there by my side, letting loose of every tether. Back when it was all sci-fi, between stars and distant gates, we believed we could fly, swore that was our fate. Every late night plan, every hero we'd be, taught us who we become and who we'd learn to be. Setting out to save the universe, trying to make it better, or at least not make it worse. Every dream we set together in our minds, we'd fly so high, following our plans to the letter, with you right there by my side, letting loose of every tether. In those stories we found hope, in a world at peace someday. Maybe that's how we coped when life got in the way. We held on to believe, like a lifeline we knew, that no matter the years, it would always be me and you. Time keeps changing the view. Still we're out to save the universe, trying to make it better, or at least not make it worse. Every dream we treasure in our minds, we still fly high, no matter the weather. With the two of us side by side, you and me together. Set back, everything will be okay. Two heroes to face the day. Now throw all your fears away. And they're both in tights array. Scott and Val, here to save the universe. It's not a bad joke, or even a curse. Scott and Val save the universe.
This ship will self-destruct in 20 seconds. This is your last chance to push the cancellation button.
Engage.
Don't forget, catch Scott and Val here every Tuesday morning at 7:20. I hate this job.